I feel like as readers, we know the books that are just better than 5 stars and are 6 stars. So here is my list of 6-star reads. It is a big pile, but I've read probably 400 or 500 books in my life. So this feels very short based off of the amount of books I read. We're gonna move this because it's heavy. Okay. Yeah, go over there, honey. And there is one more that I need to edit in. So the sock curls today are they're not doing it for me. Anyway, let's start with the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. Now, I actually really went back and forth on this when I first read it, because I was like, no, it's just a 5-star series. Like, not all the books in the series are 5-star. I have a kitten, and he's like tearing up my hands. Not all the books in the series are 5-star, but the amount that I think about it and how much I loved it and how much inspiration it gave me, I will say, as an author myself, I just have to put it in my 6-star read pile. I don't know, like, I just loved it so much, and it's really funny because I thought I was not gonna like the series at all, and I absolutely adored it. It's amazing. Keeping on the romance train, we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I love this book. You genuinely cannot convince me there's a single thing wrong with this entire book. I just can't think of anything that's wrong with it. It's just, like, I love it. I do know that there's a lot of criticism on how much social media is mentioned in it. But honestly, if you read the blurb, heard that the romance revolves around a Reddit thread, and decided, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick it up anyway, and then complain about the social media use, that's on you, honestly. That's your fault. I don't really care. You're the problem. I will say, do not read this without reading Just for Summer. Yours Truly and Part of Your World first. Those two, it doesn't really matter what order you read it in, but this one you have to read afterwards, or else you will spoil it so badly, and you just won't, especially Part of Your World. Like, I feel like Yours Truly, you don't really need to read. You do, but you know, it's not that important. Part of Your World, you have to read before you read this book. Otherwise, it's just not gonna hit. It really is not gonna hit. That's all I can really say. And then fantasy. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I love this book. This duology is truly the best fantasy duology I've ever read. Ever. It is so good. The vibe of it is amazing. It's set in like almost like an industrial, like, revolution feel world. So almost modern, but like not modern. It has like guns and assassins, and it has this very odd found family to where a lot of them don't even really like each other, but they fit together and they work just amazingly. And it doesn't make sense because you have a group, a convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heartrender using her magic to survive in the slums, a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. They don't make sense, and knowing their backstories especially, they don't make sense, but reading this, they do somehow, and they fit together amazingly. I don't really have any words other than that. You really just need to read it. It is the best fantasy duology you'll ever read, and it's just that. It's just a duology. So I feel like I don't like how this side of the sock curls ended up. Not really loving them, but yeah, this almost 1,000 page beast has to be on my 6-star read list. I read it in 3 days. That's the size of my head. I read it in 3 days. 3 days. During basketball season as a student athlete, writing her own book. Yeah, I could not put this down. Could not. I'm pretty sure I cried in class reading it. I just was not okay. By any means. I still cry about things that happened in this book. And also, this is an 8-book series, and watching it come together the way it did, and especially the things that happened in The Assassin's Blade coming together into this book, amazing. I will never move on from this, and it put me in a massive slump. I loved it. It was so good. Please read it. And then my baby, this book, gosh, I will say my favorite out of the series is the last book. I just have a soft spot for the last books in series, but the entire series is a 6-star reads. I really hate it. Like, it doesn't look good. The entire series is 6-star read, so I will put the entire series as my 6-star read. I loved it. Like, I've read it twice. I'm gonna reread it again once I finish the Tithe trilogy and the Darkest Part of the Forest standalone. I genuinely, this is the book that I have not been able to move on from. It got me into like my serious like obsession with reading. Like, I had been reading like now and then. I did like reading, and I was kind of like with reading. Like, I'll read sometimes, but it's just not like a big hobby of mine. This made it a big hobby of mine. Yeah, I'm now obsessed with reading. All I do is read a lot of the days, and it's, again, amazing found family, amazing character dynamics. I realized character dynamics, like morally gray character dynamics, is what makes a book for me, and I just loved it. And then we have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This one, again, I've read twice. Loved it. I reread it at the beginning of this year. I will say, just this book is my 6-star read. I actually hated the rest of the trilogy. The other 2 books were not it. They kind of sucked, to be honest. But this is amazing. This is 6 stars for me. Again, I've reread it twice. Or I've read it twice. Scarlett and Julian, I'm so obsessed with them that I wrote a male main character that gives the same vibe as Julian. I loved it so much. It's so fun and like whimsical. It really feels like genuinely the entire book you're like, okay, is this real? Is this real? Is this real? Because it's just a game. But sometimes the lines can be blurred between the game and reality. It's so fun. It's really like a mind like what is going on over there. It's really just an amazing mind twist, and I really loved it. Now we're gonna take a brief detour back into romance. That's some small font. Big book. Tiny ass font. Yeah, so I devoured this. It is very traumatizing, I will say. He wants to save her, she wants to hide, she's damaged, he's determined, fate brought them together, love binds them. It is the sweetest romance I ever read. Sweetest thing ever. I don't even have words to describe a lot of these books because of how in love I am with them, but Shannon and Johnny, Shannon like the river. Like, what do I say about this? Oh, what do I say about this? Okay, this book really traumatized me. Like, yeah, there's legit tear stains on, there's tear stains on the page. Broke my heart. I read it on Kindle and then I went through and annotated it, and it's my most heavily annotated book. The second book in the series, Keeping 13, that's on my shelf, is even more annotated. I love Shannon and Johnny. I know a lot of people's favorite is Joey and Aoife, but personally, they were traumatizing for me. As someone who's been in that type of relationship, related to Aoife too much, way too much. She was too much of an enabler. I just couldn't. I didn't like it. But this. Johnny and Shannon's books are both 6 stars for me. I'll never get over it. Never get over it. And that's so bad because it's like, it consumes all my thoughts. And I can't work because I think about them. I'm not even kidding. I remember vividly sitting in math class when I was reading this book. I was reading it on my Kindle, so I would go home and read it on my Kindle. And I was just sitting in math class. I was like, I want to go read about Shannon and Johnny. Like, I want to read about Shannon and Johnny. That hardly ever happens to me. There are a lot of times I'll be like, oh yeah, I get to read my book when I get home. Yay. It's not a lot where I'm like, I want to go home and read about these characters. And this was it. I loved it. I will say, the first like 50 to 100 pages are a little bit rough to get into because of Johnny's ailment. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But they're the true main characters of this book. But Johnny and Shannon are just amazing. Now we have the last 4, 3 physically. Can you guess it by the lightning bolts? Percy Jackson. Yeah, I will say, the entire universe is a 6-star read for me. Specifically, the books that are 6 stars are The Titan's Curse, Last Olympian, and The Mark of Athena. But the entire like universe is 6 stars, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll never get over this. I'm currently reading the Kane Chronicles series. I'm pretty sure next week when I see you, it will be for the Kane Chronicles reading vlog, because I'm about to read my next read's gonna be book 3. So this is amazing, like really truly amazing. If you haven't read it, what are you doing? What's happening? Are we okay? I have the stunning special edition version with all the art inside of it. Granted, it does have the OG art. I'm gonna be for real, that is not how I saw Poseidon. No. That's not Poseidon to me. That's also not how I saw Zeus. I was imagining the old, rest in peace, I just can't remember his name, the old actor for Zeus, rest in peace. I love this. This is, it and The Cruel Prince are truly tied in my mind of what is better. Like, I can't pick. They've tied for first place. Here's Chiron. They're tied for first place. I'll never get over it. I've been hyperfixated on this since October. Before October, like August, September. It's been a year. Granted, I'm still kind of hyperfixated on The Cruel Prince, and that's been 2 years. 2 years, yeah. 2 years. So those are my favorites. And then we have the book that got me out of my Percy Jackson slump and shoved me straight back into it. The Game's God's Play by Abigail Owen. My dog decided to shake. Aspaz. I know, ignore all the cleaning stuff. I started cleaning. I'm going to finish cleaning Sunday. But The Game's God's Play, this got me out of my slump and shoved me right back in it so hard. Like, this was at the time where all I was reading. I don't read fan fiction often, but with The Cruel Prince and Percy Jackson, and I think Six of Crows, I did, because that's what I read in my book hangover for those books. I couldn't get over it, and so I just read fan fiction. But this was when I was like literally only reading Percy Jackson fan fiction, and I read it and I loved it. It was 6 stars for me, obviously, or else it wouldn't be in this video. And then it shoved me back into a slump. And then Divine Arrivals, the sweetest romance in a fantasy book you will ever read. The sweetest one. You'll never read anything sweeter than this. This is set in a war timeline. It is definitely a romance with the backdrop of a fantasy, like, behind it. So it is like 90% romance. But it's the sweetest romance ever. It's fine. It's closed doors. Just please read it, bro. I don't even know what to say to convince you to read it if you haven't read it already. Like literally, I'm not even kidding. Look at that. Oh. I might end up having to pull it up. Because what? Why did it do that? Anyway. But now my last read. Hold on, I need to show you my kitten. He fell asleep. Okay, I had to take a picture. But he's been chaos demon. My last 6-star read and most recent 6-star read is the Zodiac Academy series. I literally, can you like fix? I literally finished this. I don't even think I finished, what, like 2 days ago? I finished the series 2 days ago. I'm not over it. I don't think I'm ever gonna be over it because what do I do in my life now? What? Like, seriously? What happens now? What happens now? Anyway, those are my 6-star reads. I hope you enjoyed. Bye. Drop your 6-star reads. Bye.